Hey guys, we're back working on the Rebellion Forge E30. It's been a while. I know we just posted the video up, but that footage was actually taken like 6 weeks ago around the Christmas time area. The new year brought in a lot of work for the business, and we just really weren't able to get a whole lot done. We were able to get a fixture together for the rear trailing arms. We're not going to go into how to build a fixture. One, because we didn't take any pictures or videos of us putting it together, and two, if you can't figure out how to put a fixture together, you probably shouldn't be building suspension components. In the last video, we talked about just putting the DTM adjustment onto the stock trailing arms, and then the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, if we're going to go this far, we're going to go full tubular control arms. So what you're going to see here is us getting these things cut up and prepped, mounted back into the fixture. And these fixtures are set up to where once the control arm's cut out, this hub will stay exactly where it's got to go. We're going to make the main frame of the control arms out of 1 5/8" DOM, and then a lot of the bracing and like interstitial structural support will be out of 1" DOM. But we're going to start putting that together, getting some stuff mocked up. We need to get these back on the car so we can get the car on the floor, because we got some other customer cars coming in here this week. Sit back, relax, and watch us put some stuff together. We cut these discs out that are a little bit smaller so that we have a nice open root pass, get some really solid penetration going on that. On these, I'm just using like an ER70 S2, I believe, filler rod, running at about 145 amps and burning it in there pretty hot. You saw that I was blowing air on it. The reason being, I'm trying to preserve these bearings the best that I can, mainly because they're new. And so I would make a pass. I think the first time I made 2 passes, but as you can see, I just finished welding it. It's maybe warm, but my whole concept with the air was to make a pass and then just blow a crap load of air on it to keep it cool. But as you can see, turned out nice. You know, a nice good profile there. So we'll get this other one done, and then we can start putting these back into the fixture after we clean up some spots over here and stuff like that, and actually start the fabrication of the trailing arm. So one more to go, one down, and then the real fun starts to begin.
I feel like I'm running, getting nowhere. Can't stop staring at the pictures in my head. I listen to the words that you told me, holding on till the end. Now you're way too far to keep from falling over. And if who you are is always getting in the way, I can't wait until everything goes crashing on you. Tell me who will save you now. It's not fate, 'cause I know that I can't live without you. I don't want it anymore, this heart of war. I'm tired of living on a battlefield, fighting every moment to erase it all. Seems like I'm always on the defense, doesn't matter anymore.
doing something wrong. How can you be so ungrateful? How do you talk about women and their past? Yes. Yes. Because I'm afraid of the dark.
You know I love you, don't you?
Who are you?
Hey guys, so I'll give you a little update on the car. We got the rear trailing arms finished up. I actually did a little bit more modifying to them, and I'll show you that here in a second. We got those on, and we got the front suspension from MRT, Mikko over in Finland, on the car yesterday. I wanted to get a little bit more footage of that stuff getting installed, but we just had a ton of stuff going on in the shop, and it was one of those things where I started video recording and then the camera more or less got shoved in the corner. So I'll give you a little rundown of what we did. As you guys can see, we got the rear trailing arms in. They turned out really well. I actually added a, you can kind of see here, there's like this another secondary bar up here. I talked to a few people, engineering people that know more about that stuff than I do. As you can see, it turned out really good, and they recommend that it be installed. The only thing that we'll have to do is, I was gonna cut it out anyway. We'll need to clearance this, take that out. It's got to go anyway, and we shouldn't have any issues there. The other thing we got to work on is, it's hard to see, but right up in here, I knew we were going to have to work on some clearance issues on the top of this joint to the tube, the frame rail. So that's another thing. This arm actually needs to come down anyway to fix the camber once we get it to the right height that it's supposed to be sitting at. So we got that. The other thing you'll see is we got the wheels and tires on the car. We ran the Toyo R888Rs. And then I picked up these Cosmos wheels off a buddy here in town, and we had them powder coated as satin black, but yeah, they kind of turned out pretty good. As you can see, the caster's a little funky on the joint. We got to get those worked out. But then coming up to the front of the car, we got the suspension by MRT on, and it is just freaking awesome. It has bump steer, correction, roll center. I mean, just about everything you could think of as far as adjustment goes, these bad boys have, which is a good and a bad thing, because we have a little bit of work ahead of ourselves to get these things, you know, where it needs to be. But yeah, it turned out really good, so I'm excited. What we're gonna do is get back up under here. I put the old subframe in that still has, you can see it here, the eccentric adjustment. That's all gonna go away. The other subframe, we're doing a few small modifications to, but yeah, as you can see, they turned out pretty freaking sweet. I'm really excited to see how this car handles and what we can kind of do with it. We got decent clearance on the tires. I don't have to run crazy spacers anymore, and I can still get some really big wheels up underneath there. So really what the goal is for this thing, now that we got the wheels and tires back on it, is to try to get not necessarily a level stance with the car, but we want to get the wheels in the rear up probably another 1.5 to 2 inches, and then pull the body and then get some arches, metal arches, and get everything filled in. The other thing that we're thinking about doing is shaving this body line here, getting that molding out, cleaning that up. Really excited how it's turning out so far. It's kind of nice to see everything on the car, and gives me a bit of motivation to keep cooking on this thing. So Yep, there's a little update of the E30. The next thing is the Cayman R. We are doing a full cage in that, fire suppression, suspension, the whole works. It's going to end up being a PCA club car. So yeah, that's going to be a fun little project. We might pop in and out a little bit with some information on that. So yep, thanks for tuning in, and as we keep moving on the E30, we'll continue to throw more footage up on the YouTube video channel. Thanks.